So we will discuss. I will first walk through the path and what is really needed. Then I will explain one by one. You ask all your queries.
Okay, sure.
See, basically, if you are really planning for DevOps, including cloud, then we have to have good knowledge on Linux. The reason why we need Linux is in Ansible or in Terraform. Most of the companies now, they are started expecting as a code. Okay, so basically, say for example, you want to create a EC2 instance, or you want to shut down, or you want, so whatever your day-to-day related task or deployment or provisioning, everything, most of the projects now, they are expecting to implement via as a code. So market now, the leading tool is Ansible and Terraform. People who are saying Ansible is very tough, Terraform is very tough to learn, because they don't have a base domain knowledge on Linux. Some of the people, they are just learning Linux just for a few commands, which is really not going to help. Maybe it will help for some of the existing scripts to understand. But if you want to create on your own, if you want to play on your own in Ansible as well as Terraform, definitely you need to have a strong exposure in Linux. And of course, most of the on-prem or cloud, most of the environments, they are using both on-prem as well as their cloud also. So why we need CI/CD? So this CI/CD part, still people are thinking that why I need to go for CI/CD. Say for example, I want to deploy some application. Developer is created one small application with some fix. Okay, already the same application running in production, but this fix has to be merged in the production go live. So every time, still I remember some 15 years back, we used to do a manual deployment and testing everything. Right now, after CI/CD comes, right from the development, okay, and testing, okay, testing, and we are going for, I will change the color. So testing, and then monitoring. So each and every action has to be monitored, and where to deploy, deployment. And once we deployed, I also need to store the some version code in case any emergency or any fix. I have to replicate the same version environment. So there is a version control, including the deployed application, source code, everything. Okay, and also we need to notify. Here also we need to notify. Here also we need to notify. Here, so each and every stage, every action has to be notified. So previously we used to do everything manual. So whatever we are seeing it now, these are all can be part of CI/CD pipeline. You create a pipeline, first define development and testing and monitoring and deployment and version control and notification. What all you want from development to go live. So this, if you list down, then identify the tool. Development, are you going to use some Eclipse or what kind of a tool? So if you list down the task, each task, what is the tool based on your project, based on your budget, then CI/CD can be very well implemented. So what will happen is, if you implement the CI/CD pipeline, whole task, whatever we are seeing it now, from development to complete deployment, even support, can be automated. So this is also one of the major confusion, that why I need, I'm a system admin, why I need CI/CD. So these are all interconnected now. That is why if you go to Google, if you open any cloud jobs now or any DevOps jobs now, definitely you will see some cloud word, you will see some Ansible and Terraform word, and you will see a CI/CD word. These are all closely interconnected. And we will come to Docker. Why we need a Docker? So basically, if you go to any environment, definitely you will have some 50 missions. I would say a very small environment. Okay, so most of the clients now, they are looking for platform independent. Okay, so I'm just giving a very rough idea. So 50 servers. So how do we make this platform as an independent, as application perspective, or any configuration perspective? So that is where microservices started coming into picture. So if you carefully deploy your infrastructure design with Docker, then what is the easiest way is, today you can operate on-prem. This is the on-prem. Tomorrow you can move it to cloud. Still it's possible with very minimal effort. You can also move it to another cloud vendor, because Docker straightforward, it's removing the base architecture dependency. Okay, so people who ask, I am good in Linux, why I need cloud? Some people will agree, okay, I need Linux and cloud, why I need automation? Some people will also ask, why I need CI/CD? Still, people are really going with Docker with the biggest question mark. We all need to understand the 5 skill set are really mandatory if you are planning for cloud-based jobs or DevOps-based jobs, because these are all closely interconnected as part of your day-to-day support, or day-to-day automation, or day-to-day re-engineering. Okay, and this part, let me just go here. So the certification also, how do we learn? Most of the people, they are running behind the certification. Of course, the certification is really mandatory, but what I'm saying is, before plan for your certification, plan the core knowledge with hands-on, with use cases. There is another common expectation that I learned everything, but I'm not getting a job. Okay, but what is my first advice is, you are learning Linux, plus what is the use cases? Use case means, I will give you a very simple example. So say, for example, I know Linux, but with Linux knowledge, how do we configure DRBD cluster in your POC environment? How do we configure Samba? And how do we access this Samba from Windows Server, from Linux server? This is POC1, this is POC2. And how do we configure directory server? And plus, from Windows or from Linux client, how do we access the same authentication? This is POC3. Like that, if you keep on add the use cases, even though you don't have the real-time experience, this POC1 and POC2, POC3, like that, if you have a minimum 50 to 60 POCs, use cases, which will make you to project yourself, yes, I have exposure on this. But many people who are running behind certification, they are really missing this part. They are just going for a exam dump, clearing the certification, but they are failing in interviews. They are failing in day-to-day job. They are always running with the stress. This I really don't recommend most of the times. Even the cloud also same. You learn cloud, also you add minimum 30 to 40 use cases, whatever cloud you are learning. If you are learning AWS, then take some common use cases and try to implement on your own. Say, for example, you are learning VPC. Okay, then what is my suggestion is, around VPC use cases, you create one account one VPC, create some servers. Account 2, entirely different account, AWS account, create another VPC, and in that VPC create one resource, maybe server or database. Maybe in this VPC you create a machine, In this VPC, you create a DB. Okay. You have to make it pairing, and I need to access through private DB link. So this is one of the use case. So like this only we need to map with what we studied. We are studying, but we are failing to map it with use cases. And the same applicable for Ansible. If you are good in Ansible, you are good in concept, but you need to create a minimum 30 to 40 use cases. Via Ansible, how do I scan the patching for my Windows server or Linux server or any server? I want to replace the DNS server IP address, because this coming weekend, the DNS server, they are going to change it with a newer DNS server. In that case, all client which connected to the DNS server, you need to change the DNS IP, even though it's a very small change, but the number of machine has to be changed is enormous. So how do we achieve with very minimal effort? Through Ansible. So like this, you need to list down the use cases and you need to implement in your own lab whenever you are free. That is a really recommended approach for next 10 to 15 years survival. And the same applicable for CI/CD also. Most of the people, they are really learning. Okay, install, go to GUI and create a pipeline, and here the people claiming that they know CI/CD. No, if you want to explore CI/CD, you take some minimum 3 to 4 servers plus cloud plus some monitoring tool and integrate everything here. If you push the code or change the code in GitHub or Bitbucket or some code version control, automatically your pipeline should trigger, the development should compile should happen, and the package should be created, the deployment should be started. So the code Artifactory or Nexus has to be stored, everything has to be pipelined. So this is how you need to learn and match with the use cases, and the same for Docker also. So people who are learning concept plus minimum 30 use cases in their own lab, they never feel any fear on version changes, upcoming challenges, or any interviews. Even they don't have a real-time exposure also, it's fine. Whatever they are doing in use cases, this is the real-time task. So you project yourself. These are all I have did it in my current engagement. No one will ask any query because you are doing the real time only. This is the repeated question I'm hearing for last 9 years. I don't have real time experience. Real time experience means what? These are the use cases. Maybe 1 or 2 use cases only you are going to do it in your day-to-day support or day-to-day deliverable. This exactly once you master, then go for a certification. Certification will help you to clear some resume shortlisting. But in the interview also you need to project. In project also you need to project. Okay, so now I'm going to clear out everything. Just okay, you ask your query just one by one, so that I will clarify with some example. So I will answer one by one.
Okay, thanks, Vijay. First of all, thanks for bringing a wonderful plan of action. What we have to do towards achieving the cloud or DevOps certification. Okay, so let me first introduce myself. I'm Vijay Kumar.
Okay.
I have somewhere around 18 years of experience altogether. Okay, so
okay.
Completely in IT. Started as a testing engineer. Okay, so currently I'm playing a delivery manager role. Okay, so that's my portfolio. I handle few of the strategic accounts for my organization. Okay, so that's my portfolio. I am PMP certified also. Okay. So point is, like, as you mentioned in one of the sessions which recorded earlier, we have to sharpen our axe constantly, and we have to match the market needs. Only then we can able to survive in this field specifically. Okay.
Yes, yes.
That too as a managerial position, if I'm not that much technical, I believe like it's very difficult for me in the next 1 or 2 years, because things are getting changed very drastically.
Yes.
I know that. Okay, so that is the reason I wanted to explore on the other areas where technical insight. So I'll be in demand at least for the next 10 to 15 years. Okay, that's
Okay.
my target. Okay, so
Okay.
I started exploring. First thing I explored was about this cloud. Okay, so
Okay.
I got to know about AWS, Azure, GCP, etc. So I wanted to explore more, because currently the market trend is like cloud is getting very demand. For the next 10 to 15 years, it is very promising. That's what I see right now. Okay,
Yes,
so
yes.
to make me capable enough to consider me as a cloud enabled project manager or cloud enabled engineer, so I want to explore further opportunities. Okay, but the point here is like I don't have a programming knowledge. So that's what
Okay.
even one of the session one manager have asked a similar question, but I have not got the clear output. Okay, so
Okay.
we started with that particular architecture, and we also explained like what needs to be done and kind of that. But to what level I need to have a programming knowledge or a scripting knowledge? Okay, that is my first question.
Okay.
Because as per my research, I understand like at least we need to have some Python knowledge. So I started learning Python, but I want to know to what extent I need to learn Python. Is that only till scripting level, or is it a complete program? That is first question. Yeah.
Okay. So shall I add?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. Okay. See, the point is, yes, whatever you explain, it's almost exactly what I'm trying to convey most of the time to the community.
Mhm.
So as you are a senior person, what I would really suggest is you learn on your own. Okay. You learn Linux. Don't hesitate. You learn cloud with couple
Okay.
of use cases, and learn Ansible, and even the Terraform also at some level.
Mhm.
Not in-depth level. Okay, and CI/CD also on your own. I would strongly suggest all this you learn with hands-on. But since you are a senior person, okay, you are not going to do all this on a day-to-day basis. Am I correct?
Exactly.
Okay, so how you need to project, because the daily survival, how we are projecting after we become a senior, that also one of the major gap with the crowd. So what you need to do is you need to let me clear out everything. So you take some architecture whenever you are free. Say for example this architecture. Okay, so in order to understand this, so I'm just going here. So let me go to this diagram. So in this diagram, how do we map our existing what we learned? See, for example, CloudFront, and there is a S3 bucket and load balancing. Okay, and there is a Route 53. So you need to apply your learned each services knowledge to this kind of architecture, because as a senior person you will face direct to the client most of the time, correct? Okay, so we are the first point of contact from the client point of view to make sure what the requirements are getting into our project. It's kind of most of the time we need to face with the client. For that, with the existing knowledge, you need to understand how the entire flow works. Say for example www.citibank.com. From citibank.com, how the web application is working, that kind of a end-to-end knowledge you need to apply it with. So that kind of a use cases you need to explore it. Say for example they are showing DynamoDB, right? So what kind of a data they are going to store it, either the semi-structured or unstructured, what kind of a RDS database. So you already learned as part of this how to create a database.
Yes.
Okay, in a hands-on. Okay, but that knowledge will not help you because you are a senior person. So what knowledge will help you is this RDS database, what kind of a situation we need to use it. And if the client is saying, okay, I'm going to operate in UK as well as US, then how do you replicate? Because you know the GDPR, right? Data privacy. So UK customer data should not stored in the US. So how do you plan? This kind of a use case only you need to explore. But in order to explore this, you need what is what. That what is what only I explained till now. How do you want to learn? I would suggest don't worry on the programming part or scripting part.
Okay.
I would strongly suggest you create some Google Cloud, which is completely free. Okay, and you can play in Google Cloud, create some machine and do all the hands-on.
Okay.
With that knowledge, again, I'm repeating that hands-on knowledge will help you to correlate this kind of architecture. Again, we will go with some other architecture also. Say, for example, okay, we will take this architecture. So in this, it's a very high-level diagram, correct? But how do you correlate to the potential on your career part? Okay, let me just give an example. Build. Okay, so these are the one I just explained sometime back. So build means what kind of a tool you are going to use it. Okay, and code. How do you maintain this code, either through GitHub or Bitbucket or VSTS? So there are a lot of code version repository utilities available. And test. What kind of a test tool you are going to use it? Either you are going to use a manual testing or automation testing using Selenium. So you need to first identify along with the customer requirement. You need to recommend the tool and finalize it and plan. There is a Jira, there is a lot of tools also is there. And monitor. Are you going to use it for Prometheus or what kind of a monitoring tool? And deployment. You can use Ansible to deploy. There is a lot of deployment tools also is there. And operate. How do you notify? And there is an autonomous platform means how do you? So each and everything first you list down, and for that each task, what is a tool? Okay, and release. And there is another. If you want to notify, you can use it for Slack. If you want to have a, this is will come under collaboration tool. And if you want to trigger some SMS or mail, so you can keep on add all the tasks, whatever task. This is the first step. So once you added the task, you first identify what is the tool. But we will come back. Your learning point. So you are in home, you are in test lab, you don't have any license tool. So first part, what you need to identify is monitor what is the easiest open source tool, because you need only one tool to understand how this working. So as per this diagram, there is a 8 tool you need. So create a 8 server, each server with one tool, one monitoring server, one Ansible server. So one development. So all these 8, you need to create one more Jenkins server. This is the actual CI/CD going to perform. Jenkins is just a manager. So manager will, hey, you finished? Okay, then you start. Hey, you finished? Then you start. Hey, you finished? Then you start. CI/CD, most of the tools doing the same job. But you need to create a clear-cut pipeline. What condition other person has to start. So this is the simple lab you need to create and perform it. Once you know how it works, then forget about it. That's all. Because project 1, they may use different tool. Project 2, they may use different tool. Let it be. But the concept wise, the process wise, everything same, right?
Yes.
So this is what people are really missing. They are learning Jenkins, how to install, how to configure, how to fail over everything. But this is just now I explained the use case. You create your own lab. Don't hesitate to do the lab part. Remember, whatever you are doing the lab, it is not going to help on the real-time project, but it is going to help on the real-time project. What need to do, what we need to speak, what we need to propose. Definitely, the project where you are going, the tools are different. Most of the people, the another major fear is, Vijay, the interview job description, they are asking different tool, but I never worked on the those set of tools. Let it be. Everybody trying to understand from the company point of view, are you good in this workflow with any of the tool? You confidently project yourself, build. This is what happened. I worked on this tool. Even you are not worked on this tool, you are doing everything in your own lab. This is the exact you need to propose as a senior person. Even this is applicable for system administrator, but they are going to implement this. But we are not going to implement this, correct? Okay.
Exactly.
Let me go another example. We will take some cloud-based architecture. Say, for example, this one. This is the Azure part. Okay. So here we will go to this. This is basically a one architecture. So basically, you learned Azure. What is Azure board? Each services, how to create, create a Azure repo, how to create a web apps. These are all you will learn as part of cloud. Where just now I explained. So here, as a system administrator, you are learning, correct? But you are a senior person, or if somebody say, Vijay, I am 5+ year. So according to that experience, he has to project his use case. If it is a less than 10 years or some automation engineer, he will create a script to implement the exact this diagram. If he execute the script, whatever we are seeing in this diagram, all this will be implemented. But as a solution architect or as a senior person, we need to match it with the solution point of view. Okay, what request we are creating, the engineer will create. So the moment he submits some bug, automatically the code will has to be fixed by the developer. So he will develop and push the code, correct? So the moment he push the code in a repository, the CI/CD pipeline will start. It has to go undergo all testing, validation, and pipeline will take care, and the fixed bug approved one will be deployed. The moment you deploy, automatically the go live users, production users will be able to see the error-free application. So these kind of architecture. Okay, if I ask you, how do you implement this in your test lab? What you need to do is you need to create a mission one. Okay, since we are not developer, okay, there are a lot of test codes are available. Okay, you take the test code. Okay, in that case, you don't need this machine.
Okay,
correct. So you take the test code, you put it in your GitHub repository. Okay, you create some pipeline, test pipeline. Okay, and with that pipeline, you integrate the Azure Web Apps. So you go to your GitHub, create some, say, test.txt. Okay. Technically, remember, we know this is the this file is a very vague file, but technically the system will understand. Okay, there is a change. Start compile, start build, and create a application and deploy it in here. Correct.
Correct.
This is how we need to do it in our own POC lab. If you ask me, I used to create like this only the test lab in my lab. When I want to learn this architecture, I used to do this. So if you want to play some more idea, so you create some monitoring tool. Okay, whenever there is a code change, automatically I used to see in the monitor trigger. Whenever there is a code change, automatically I used to receive a mail. Whenever there is a code change, automatically before deploy, the newer version also should be stored in Artifactory or Nexus. So you can keep on expand your imagination. That's all.
Right.
Correct.
Got it.
So
Got
even you can associate application insights to see what is happening in application level. Even you can add the Jira. This is how you need to replicate one complete set in your own lab. So if you think I'm not good in coding, let it be. But what I'm saying is learning code will help you to not depend on anyone. But code will not help you to do your daily task, because you are not going to be a developer. You are not going to be a programmer, correct? You are going to be a consultant, correct?
Yes.
So this is how you need to project yourself to make it confident on your day-to-day job.
Okay.
Let me go for, okay, yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Coming back to the same project plan, like the PPT.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So as you rightly said, for learning Linux administration or cloud or DevOps, I don't have to have a programming knowledge.
Yes.
But still, I want to explore all these areas. Only then I can able to consider myself as a full stack project manager, as you said in one of the one of the sessions. For learning Linux administration with at least for 40 or 50 use cases.
Yes.
If suppose I'm starting today, okay, how much effort I need actually on a daily basis? If I can able to spend 2 hours apart from my daily office activities, I can spend 2 hours for learning. On weekends, I can spend a little bit more also.
Yes. See, what I'm saying is, first you fix it. Okay. Next 6 months, I'm going to be good in this all logics with use cases. Correct.
Yeah.
So in that 6 months, don't get into other path or getting into confusion, because this is the foundation you are putting in along with the use cases.
Yes.
So that 6 months you need to be a dev. I would say it better.
Okay.
So for Linux, anyway, we started releasing all trainings with use cases. So in Linux, you need one machine server, one more machine as a client. You can do everything in this for till even senior level Linux administration. Okay, so that is why I normally recommend to go with Google Cloud, or if you have any other cloud, it's fine, because Azure is giving only 1 month. AWS also not giving free tier these days very effectively. So if you have a very good configuration, high-end laptop, it's okay. You can create these 2 machines there itself. But Docker Kubernetes, definitely you need a more compute capacity, because Kubernetes, you need minimum 4 or minimum 3 machine. Each machine should be 2 CPU and 4 GB RAM.
Okay.
See, we are not going to give any more load, but we are going to simulate what exactly happening in the production.
Okay.
So daily 2 hours, definitely you will have minimum 5 months, you will be good in this. But I would strongly suggest go with this path with the hands-on, with the use cases, fail multiple times in your own lab.
Yep.
But remember, those failures definitely will give you a confidence to speak in front of the clients or during the issue call. Because as a senior person, you are going to drive more technical teams. So if without understanding, without knowing what they are doing, how do you control?
Correct.
They may tell lies also, right?
Yeah, most of the time. That is the reason I wanted to learn the programming knowledge.
Yeah.
So,
see, in this path, only one area is going to be somewhat tough. I would not say tough. You try 10 times, maybe you will not understand. But try 20 times, you will understand a little bit. Try for 30 to 40 times, you will understand something. That is a Python. Because Python is the only area people are really facing a lot of struggle. But what I'm saying is, Python is really mandatory. But day 1, Python is really not needed for our deliverable.
Okay.
So whatever you can do through Python, you can achieve through Ansible, you can achieve through Terraform also.
Okay.
But Python is, if you are going to be in IT next 15 years, definitely Python is going to be a mandatory factor in any of the deliverable. It doesn't matter DevOps, it doesn't matter cloud, it doesn't matter security, or everywhere Python is going to be the crucial role already started.
Got it. Yes, yes, exactly.
But what
Even
I'm
in testing,
suggesting,
even in testing, it is now with Python with the Selenium is
yes, yes, because when you say I'm going to customize my environment as per the project expectation, definitely you need some Java and Python. Without this Java and Python, I don't think, of course, some .NET projects. These are the area where you can use it and customize it. Okay, but put some long-term plan. Next 5 months, I'm going to be good in all this, and next 2 to 3 years, I'm going to be good in Python. That's enough.
Okay.
But with this knowledge, just now I explained, right? You need to map it like this and learn in your own lab. See, this is also one of the very good example. Say here, they integrated with Active Directory and GitHub, and there is a option called build VM. So you create some PowerShell script or Ansible script or Terraform script to provision the VM. I'm saying how you, if you ask me how I will learn from this diagram. Okay, and using the script, I want to remove the VM or shut down the VM or start the VM. You start slowly like this. Okay, then only you will understand the larger picture, because if you go to any project, definitely it has to be end to end like this only. Right. So how do you, if your project is going to have multiple users, how do you manage the credentials? So each service you are learning as part of this. You remember? Yes. As part of this. So here you are learning what is what, but here you are mapping to the actual work scenario.
Correct. Exactly.
So this is what I used to do whenever there is. I'm not talking about the cloud and DevOps. Whenever there is a X technology in future also, you learn X technology with hands-on. You go to Google. Google is the best source of information. Go to Google. Try to explore related technology, say blockchain architecture. Take some 2 to 3 architecture and map what you learned. That's it. And minimal information or minimal lab with open source free tool. You create in your own lab. You do some small workflow with the hands-on. And while doing, please make sure you are not spending any huge money on the license part. There are, say for example, Docker. Docker is having community edition. Docker is having enterprise edition. So if you install community edition, is free. You learn everything. That is more than enough. Don't think that you don't know or you don't have a environment to learn Docker Enterprise Edition. That is really not needed.
Okay.
Okay. So this is how I used to advise most of people, even for system administrator, because tomorrow they are also going to be a senior people, right?
Yes, correct.
So this is the exact they need to do. Because these days I'm started seeing more people they are really afraid to go with the scripting or coding. See, at the end of the day, the market is really expecting around all these areas. So day one, you not needed. You try to focus on what is really needed on day one, what is really needed on day two, what is really needed on day three. That is how you need to plan.
Yeah, where exactly this programming that Python might come into picture here?
So Python, if you go with some say customization, let's go here. Say for example, if you want to some data project, okay, so somebody uploading the data, okay, so the data is not cleaned data, you need to clean it, data analytics. So Python is going to be the vital feature. Even we are talking about Ansible, right? I will give you another example, very layman example. In Ansible, let me just go here. Okay, in Ansible, okay, you want to you have already some ready-made module. With that ready-made module, there is a say file copy task. File copy. Okay, this is the one module, but there is a file copied confirmation module. I'm just giving example. Okay, like this, there is a 5 module. Okay, so in Ansible, you go there to use this module. You don't need a programming idea, programming knowledge.
Okay.
But you are going to one project. The project asking you, okay, I want one module. If I use this module, all these 5 tasks I'm expecting from this module. Then what you will do? So the easiest way is, you know, this 5 tasks what you are going to do. So you need to create a custom modules. When you say custom modules, you need a Python.
Got it.
Okay, because you are not going to use for predefined what is available already. That is why I keep on repeating the custom, right? If you go to any project, definitely you will end up with a lot of custom requirements only, not predefined plugin requirements.
Correct.
Okay, and even go for a Terraform. Terraform also, they already have a lot of functionality, existing modules, everything. But when you go to any project, they are expecting some additional task also, which you need Python. Okay, so what I'm saying is, to start with, you don't worry about the Python. You start with what is there already, which will reduce your lot of fear on a day one.
Okay.
So once you started, you got some, you will get some confidence on Ansible and Terraform. That is more than enough to explore. Even what I'm saying is, during the learning of Python, there are a lot of ready-made scripts are available in the internet and community. Okay, use those Python script. Whenever you use, you spend some time to understand the Python script. This is more. This is how I learned. So when I started my Python career, I also from system admin background only. Okay, but what I'm saying is, you start like this. Slowly, you will get some 1,000 questions. Try to identify each question, but don't hesitate till you get some answer on those questions. Okay, so this is how you need a Python knowledge, but to start with, this is more than enough. Okay, because if you go like this, definitely after 6 months, even you can manage a huge team. You can control, or you can give assistance. See, most of the time, what leads are missing is, whenever the team struck, they don't have a capacity to help them because they don't know anything.
Exactly.
Right. The more you get into involved with the team, the more you will also get something, and team also can deliver very fast.
Yeah.
I will clear out this. I will go with some other. So there are even AWS also. There is a lot of architecture examples are there. Even Azure also, there is a lot of examples are there. I will go with analytics so that I can explain you the Python more robust. I can go with analytics end to end. See here. So in this diagram, so there is a lot of data is coming, right? So there is a big data from social media. There is a lot of videos. There is a lot of relational database. So in this, so you can plan Synopsys Analytics or even hubs. So here you can very well, if you know Python, you can very well manage this with on your own.
Got it. Yeah.
Okay, what you are going to do the data? because most of the projects, if you want to save the cost, definitely you need to use the own Python scripts. Because
Yes.
if you go with because going the native services, it's fine, but native services also will not give you a exact your deliverable, correct? So in that case, there is a custom word will come. When you say custom, definitely with a combination of Python, some project, some use cases require a PowerShell, some project require a Ansible, some project require a Terraform. This is how we need to combination. But majority of the tools are Ansible, Terraform, Python. If you know these three, then definitely I don't think you need anything else next 10 years.
Perfect. Okay.
But learn like this.
Okay. Starting with the Linux administration,
Yes.
go with the cloud.
Yes.
Perfect.
Yes.
Perfect. Okay.
So, and one more, the dependency is the cloud and Linux doesn't have any dependency. But in cloud, couple of tasks, if you want to automate or anything, then little bit commands you need. So if you are starting from the scratch, start with the cloud or start with Linux.
Okay.
But if you are going with the Ansible, if you are going with the CI/CD, if you are going with the Docker, definitely you need this two knowledge must.
Okay. Okay. So Linux administration, in the sense, like what actually it's going to be like, we are creating the machines and configuring the
And administration, everything is part of
Okay.
Linux. So just watch out. We are about to release all step by step with use cases with hands-on. So I'm also arranging a lot of query sessions once in a 15 days. You say, for example, you learned some 15 video session. Okay, you have a lot of questions. You submit in the comment section. Okay, you raise it with the query discussion. So we will help you, and if possible, we will show you how to do that in the hands-on.
Okay, perfect. Okay.
Okay, so
those videos are yet to be released.
The one request from our side is you ask 100 questions, we will help you.
Correct. Got it. Got it.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks for your time.
Yeah.